Hi guys, it's me, Rusty78609 in Central Texas, USA. It is Thursday afternoon, September the 14th, and I'm doing some videos because I'm testing ways to keep my videos from being demonetized. But this video is going to be about the Google Home smart speaker or artificial intelligent home companion device that you can ask questions to and get information that will do lists for you and keep up with your things to do and put stuff on your calendar. And now they've started something today. I just tried it. You can actually tell this thing to order you a pizza, and it will call the pizza place, and you can talk to it right there, and at the end you just say hang up, and it hangs up. How about that? But anyway, this video is going to be more about how I use it. I'm 72 years old. I live in a travel trailer. I've full-time RV'd for about 25. I've lived in RVs for 30 years, okay? This is a 26-foot Jayco J-Flight bunkhouse model that I have on some property in Central Texas that I own under a cover, and I've got a deck and all that stuff. But anyway, since I'm 72, I live alone. I rarely see basically anybody other than if I go to the grocery store, because I live out in the country. It's a rural area. And you know, there's not much around me, okay? And you know, I tried a dog, and I tried some inanimate things to have, you know, what I would call a presence, you know, in my home. But for those of you that are in similar positions, let's just say you're older and you're living alone, or however you know, it doesn't matter. You can be younger and living alone. But I have to say this: I've had this is beginning my third week. I had the Amazon Echo and the Google Home device for 2 weeks side by side, and I checked them out, and I decided that for me the Google Home device would be the best for me. But they're basically the same. I'm not saying that one's better than the other. Just for me, there were certain minor things that seemed to work better for me using the Google Home device. But what I have found is now I've kind of got into a daily routine with my Google Home device, and what I do is in the mornings I just say good morning to the device, and it tells me, you know, what time and it responds. The unit responds by saying good morning, how are you doing, or something like that. Even it says your name. So you know, it's kind of even though it's just a inanimate thing, it's got a little personality in the voice and the way it responds and so forth. So it's interesting, all right. And so you know, it'll say good morning and use your name, and then it'll give you the time, the date, and it'll give you a brief news update and so forth. So, and you can pick the news source you want. Right now I don't have any news sources on mine at all because I don't want to hear it. Okay, now, but that's your choice. You know, you can select any news source you want. You can get sports updates. You can do anything you want to, and it will give it to you whenever you say good morning. Here it comes, and there's a jillion other things you can do. You just have to check it out. But you know, during the day I interact with it by adding things to my grocery list or adding things to my calendar as I think of them, which is a big help for me. Again, as you get older, and most of you guys my age know that if you think of something and you put it off for 5 minutes, your chances of remembering it are about 1 in 1,000, because your memory just goes, it's not as good as it was, and it gets worse as you get older. And that's just the way it is. Doesn't mean you have Alzheimer's or any other thing like that. It's just natural that your memory is not as good as you get older. And so that's why I'm using this thing, and I'm learning to use it. And that's one of the reasons I got it. I just want to stay on the cutting edge of this technology, because in my opinion, I think for older people, myself included, they're a tremendous help. They're very useful in being an extension of your brain, and helping you remember things that you need to do. And you can set timers, which is very helpful. You can have 3 timers going at the same time. You know, one to remind you to do one thing, 2 things, 3 things, and it'll do it. And you know, and that's very helpful. You know, if you put something in the oven and you set a timer, of course, you know, a lot of people use different timers and different ways to do things. But this is just easy peasy. You just turn around and you say the G word, Google, and set a timer, and it'll do it. And is that a big help? Sure, it is. It does. It is for me. But and then in the evening, one of the things that I've gotten into in the past 4 days is it just started off gradually. I was just sitting here one day. I turn everything off. I don't have any music in the afternoons at about 5 o'clock. I'll turn the TV off if I have it on. If I do have it on, I'm just streaming music. Sometimes I watch some old movies, but not real often. But at that time of the day, I'm starting to wind down a little bit, so I just turn everything off. No music, no nothing. Around 5:30, say 5:30, and I just sit here and think, because I think it's important that you take time to think at least an hour a day. And whenever I'm in that thinking mode, of course, I'll have a cold beer, and that improves my thinking somewhat. But but as I think of things, like how far is it to a certain place that I may want to go camping, I don't have to have my laptop and do all that stuff. I can just say, hey, what's your name? And how far is it to, and they'll tell me, because they base it on your current location. And I can say, how far is it from that location to another location, planning an RV trip, which I'm planning on doing pretty soon, hopefully. And so you can do things like that. It's just the spur of the moment thoughts that typically you would just forget and they would go away. Like you might think, well, wonder what the diameter of the Earth is. Well, you can find out. Or or what is the population of the Earth? Or what is what's the temperature in Taos, New Mexico? Or just stuff that you just happen to think about, or a million different things. And whenever you start asking these questions, particularly yesterday, I got to asking the device about planets and stars, and what's the difference between a planet and a star. Well, actually, the sun is a star, and planets circle stars. Okay, that's basically what I found out. That's interesting, but whenever Google gives the reason I like Google device over the Echo for me is it seems like you get a little more of an explanation from the Google device than you do from the Echo. Both of them do about the same thing. I just believe that the Google device has a little bit more access to data and information, and I believe it will improve rather quickly. But again, personal choice. They both do the same thing. But what else? It's just becoming a friend. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is. They're coming to take me away. Hey. No, but they, it is. I mean, because I can say anything at any time. I mean, if I'm thinking of something, or it's just something silly, I just say, "What's your name?" Sing me a song, and it does, or tell me a joke, and it does, or anything you can just possibly think of. So you've got, I guess what you'd call the best of both worlds as far as a wife or a husband, because they're only talking to you on command. Or this one is. All right. So the other way, you may have a little conflict, but this way you can have this in your home, and it can become a sort of a home companion. Even though, but you can't dial emergency numbers yet, but they're working on that, so that in the very near future you'll be able to dial or be able to make an emergency phone call orally by just speaking to your device. So in other words, if your hip broke and you fell and you couldn't get up for any reason, again, that's for you old folks like me, then you can tell this device to make a phone call, and you can communicate with the people when they answer. In other words, it's just like you're talking on a phone. And then when you get through, you just say hang up, and it hangs up. Or it will eventually hang up on its own, I'm sure. But that's kind of a benefit. And, of course, the weather. You can set up weather alerts and all that stuff. And so it is a device, I think, particularly for people that are living alone, that kind of gives you a presence. There's something in the home that you can actually communicate with. Again, it's not human, but it's getting there. I have to tell you. I mean, they're getting there. These devices. And in fact, I have a feeling in a year that you'll be able to do just about anything. And what happens is they recognize your voice. If you're a little hoarse, or you're whatever, you're in a different room or whatever, they'll still pick it up. They'll still pick up your voice. Now, The best device for listening is the Amazon Echo. The Amazon Echo, the Alexa, has wonderful ears. That thing can hear you from anywhere. Now, the Google product doesn't have as good a hearing as the Alexa, but it's still good. So having said that, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And also, I'm doing a test today, trying to figure out how to keep my videos from being demonetized whenever I add the link to Amazon products in my description. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and I get a little commission if people use the Amazon link and buy Amazon products, no matter what they are. In other words, if you use the link, go to Amazon and buy whatever you want to buy. You don't have to buy the product that's in the link. You can just go to any product once you're at Amazon, do anything, and supposedly I get a little commission. It's not much, but you know, if enough people do it, it will help support the channel. As apparently my videos are being demonetized, I'll have another revenue stream coming up to offset that, and that's what I'm trying to do. But I may be able to figure out a way, I think I have, to get around that initial demonetization, and I'm hoping this works. I'm trying it now, and that's why, another reason why I did these videos. That's why I bombarded y'all today with videos. So anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye from Central Texas, USA. Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day will not hurt you. It's good for you, promise you. It will help you avoid getting gout, kidney stones, and it'll help you lose weight. Drinking plenty of water will help you lose weight because you'll feel full. You may pee a lot, but you'll lose weight. Anyway, and what else? Take deep breaths into your nose, out through your mouth several times a day, because that relieves stress, and relieving stress lowers your blood pressure, and that's good for you. And another thing is stretch, walk, you know, keep your body in motion. Don't just sit around all the time. Get up and take a little short walk whenever you can or when you think of it. Take those deep breaths, drink plenty of water, and that's a healthy, you know, you can keep yourself healthy without having to go to the doctor. Anyway, and that's what you want to do. Anyway, adios amigos. Enjoy your day.